Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my peoples. We're in beautiful East London. Look at the sun shining. Sense the sarcasm, it's not beautiful. We are in the Shoreditch / Aldgate East area to be trying a vegan South African bakery. They got two locations in South Africa. They got one here. Of course, if you know the Shoreditch / Aldgate East area, anything vegan would just end up here. Speaking of vegan being in Shoreditch, as you can see here, Unity Diner, they actually have a decent Sunday roast. If you're ever in the area, I do like this place, so check it out. But we're not going to be trying that today. So, sorry about the lighting here. The sun is gone because I'm no longer radiating, baby. Maybe it's Maybelline. There's no relevance there. So Unity Diner's down there, right? I've been there a few times. And then you turn the corner as we are walking down now, and that's where the bakery is. London is a strange place because you turn a corner, there's something new that you just never knew even existed. There's a bin here. Do you want to see the bins? Can you see the bins? You cannot. Oh, there, see the bins. And we carry on walking. That guy looked at me like I'm a weirdo, but I kind of am. And we are almost there. I'll flip the camera around. Excuse the bins, I guess. You can see right there, maybe as I get closer, but I guess this is like cinematic shot. You can see the tongue doing an absolute madness. That's a bit freaky of you guys. Now I'm gonna flip it back around. I'm probably zoomed in so much, sorry about that. I think this is pronounced Okja or Okja. I'm gonna pronounce it as Okja. So let's go inside and check it out. I don't think I can film inside because then it's very awkward, but let's go. But first, I've sat down in the old Spitalfields market. I just wanted to check a little bit of the reviews, the most recent ones. I'll share them with you because I did that for the Italian place, and maybe we'll just do that going forward for these videos anyway. So this person, it'll be on the screen, gives 2 stars. Overly sweet and strange atmosphere. Service was bad and coffee was terrible. Nice looking place. Now, I'm a bit confused here because when you say overly sweet atmosphere and then service was bad, I don't understand that. When you say overly sweet, are you like smelling the sugar or something? I'm a bit confused. Now, obviously, on the commentary channel, we deal with a lot of romance scams where you're being bombarded by love, right? So is it the case of, I don't know, I'm going to be bombarded with love and told to give gold bars or something? I'm very confused. The next one is 5 stars and they want you to do some exercise. Run there to burn the calories you will gain from overindulging. Now I'm going to do my best to contain myself because I do not need to overdose on sugar just yet. It's still early mornings. Shout out to everyone who's walking past looking at me as if I'm some kind of criminal. But you could argue criminal, I'm gonna eat so much it's criminal. Next up, we've got another 2-star review that says nothing. I've always been perturbed, I'll say, by reviews like this because 5 stars with no other words, I guess, makes sense. But when you're giving a low score and no other words, you gotta explain yourself, or surely that's just me. Let me know in the comments. Is it weird to just leave a low score and don't explain yourself? It's giving hater. But maybe it was that bad. And then the last one is another 5-star review, and it's a novel. Okay, so strap yourselves in. Pastries are simply delicious. Our faves are the pesto and the pistachio. Lady baking the goods is very friendly. We went there yesterday and today, and she greeted me with a smile like, hey, I recognize you. You know when you feel like crying when you have the first bite of something so crazy delicious? Yes, I had that feeling there. Place is small and has 2 benches outside, no seating inside. Coffee is decent. We'll probably go there tomorrow again before flying back home. Totally worth it. I think I said before, by the way, there, so take everything I say in these videos with a pinch of salt, of course. I think it's interesting that they went there before flying back home. I think that's a sign of a good place. But also, places are falling, things are crashing. Could that be a sign of this video crashing and burning and my taste buds dying? Potentially. Yes, I know that was weird. Don't look at me like that. Goodness me. I think it's interesting that this person felt like crying. I've never felt that way about food. And also regarding the pistachio, I'm gonna try and get whatever this person said. If there's something pistachio, I love pistachios anyway, gonna try get it. But also the friendliness is brought up, I guess, here again, but the first individual didn't like the friendliness, or did they? They said the people were nice, but it was overly sweet, so I'm still a bit confused. But let's head in, shall we? So, there wasn't too much to film in this place, but as you can see here, very nice looking cookies, pastries, more pastries at the bottom. It smelled really, really good in there. So, the package has been delivered. I promise you there's no substances in this bag. Any authorities watching this, listen, it was very awkward, kind of. I think I made it awkward because being a South African bakery, I asked, do you have any traditional South African baked goods? I probably didn't expect it, but maybe I kind of wanted there to be some, and then it just made it awkward. One of the girls in there was actually South African, and it was like I asked, did you guys take a doo-doo in the cereal today? Because, oh my goodness, guys, I mean, look, I do well in awkward situations, right? I purposefully sometimes make things awkward because it's funny, I guess. But that just was strange. However, I got well, show the branding, right? In case of sponsors. I'm gonna probably head back to the humble abode now to try this because there is nowhere here to wash my hands and I'm not going to risk an illness for this video. So I'll see you guys probably back at home. Peace. So we're back. Here is the box of the goodies. Oh my. Oh, the cookie has decided to abandon position. So I did end up getting this cookie. Look, honestly, on first look, everything looks really nice. This is the pistachio. I'm not exactly sure if that's what the review was talking about, but that was the only pistachio thing. A cinnamon swirl, because a vegan cinnamon swirl is very hard to come by for some reason. And then, of course, a peanut butter cookie, which is called Peanut Butter Bomb. So any TT members watching this, we're going to have fun with that one. So I'm now going to revert to another camera and we'll indulge in the goodies. That's bad visuals.
You naughty. You teasing me, you naughty.
So, in a moment that's not out of the ordinary for me, I had a bit of a boo-boo in the brains because I deleted the footage of me trying the things that I just showed you, the 3 things. So, well done, H. Great job, professionalism. I was clearing out space on the SD card and I figured, oh, I don't need any of this, do I? And I just deleted it because, reasons. So, I actually did end up going to the bakery again to get more things. So I guess it's not that bad because I get to try more of what they have to offer. First, I'll open up the box. I'll show you what else I got. And this time, hopefully, we'll actually see what I'm eating. I'll rub the box again like I did before for reasons. Here are the new goods. They are hidden. Oh my god, we're hiding. Okay, first of all, this is either the brown butter cookie or actually, because I see pecans there, this is the flourless pecan cookie, which is interesting. This is, I couldn't pronounce the name of this right, but in the end, it's not a pain au chocolat, right? And it was all squished together on the little card. I was so confused. And then this, I say simply, but it's a brown butter cookie. Very nice, very soft. We'll get into, again, the compulsory messy fingers. I'll now see you this time in a not deleted version, hopefully. I first wanted to talk about the initial things that I ate. The citrus pistachio swirl sort of thing bun. I think it was what the review mentioned about pistachio. At least that was the only pistachio thing there. Very nice. The citrus aspect not too overpowering. Sometimes I can find lemony things very much overpower the rest of the flavors, but it was very nice. The peanut butter bomb was the bomb. If you like peanut butter cookies or peanut butter in general, you will very much like that. It's small, but the peanut butter filling on the inside was very nice. And then the cinnamon swirl maybe is what I would have expected from a cinnamon swirl. So perhaps nothing too crazy out of the ordinary, but they were all very, very nice. And I will say about them all, very soft, okay, which you saw as I picked up the brown butter cookie not too long ago. Things just break, okay, they're on the verge of breaking. So that's good and bad, depending on how you want to look at things. But with that being said, now let's actually eat the things. So we will first start off with the brown butter cookie, and if I look over here, that's where the viewfinder is. Look at the amount of chocolate, the salt. Obviously, the fact that I've gone twice, look, it's breaking. I don't know if you can see, but it's breaking. Look, so very quickly. As always, we're getting messy, baby. But that is the sign that you're enjoying yourself, I would think. Very nice, very soft, of course. You can see the salt on the cookie, but it doesn't necessarily overpower it. It actually brings a little bit of balance to the amount of chocolate. So that's a winner in my books, but the receipt, because for price reasons, I forgot the prices individually of the previous three things, but it came up to £11.50. But these ones, when we're looking at this brown butter cookie, for example, is £3.50 or £3, sorry. £3.50 was the peanut butter one, if I remember correctly. But either way, however you want to put it, it's a little bit steep for a cookie. But in terms of pricing compared to other places you would get cookies, such as Starbucks or a Pret, I wouldn't say it's too different to them. So I'm not going to hold the price really that much as a, oh my god, type vibe. It is steep, sure, but I would say I personally don't mind paying a little bit more for good quality, yes, but also places that are not as globally large as a Starbucks, for example. Next up, we have the pecan, or is it pecan, however you want to pronounce it. I will tell you that I can eat this, and I will. That was rubbish. But this is flourless, which I found interesting. I don't know if people are allergic to flour, so let me know in the comments if you do know, because a flourless thing is just interesting to me. You can see the chocolate, the pecans, a little bit of salt as well as on top. I think the salt came from the brown butter cookie though, so we won't hold that too much against them. Have a bite. It's big. It's like the peanut butter one in terms of it being like mass size. So let's go. Oh my. That was incredible. And so far, I will say that the two that I've had now beat the three that I had before. The cookie was really, and probably the cookies are better than the pastries, in my opinion, as of right now, from what I've had. Yes, the pistachio lemon was nice, the cinnamon swirl was nice, not knocking them, of course, but the cookies so far are like kicking the pastries off of the pedestal. We're in charge, big boys, but the not a panna chocolate, will it be the key I think it's very crucial that you say not a pan au chocolat because, as you saw earlier, that is not the shape of a pan au chocolat, a traditional French one at the very least. And if there's someone in the comments typing right now that there are no other pan au chocolats other than French ones, then what do you... I'm just a rat boy in a chair, okay? But pan au chocolats, especially vegan ones, again, hard to come by. So, I thank this bakery, despite me being disappointed that they didn't have any traditional South African stuff, which, it's not the end of the world, of course, but I would have liked there to be, just because, look, I'm giving free marketing tips here. I don't think there is a place in London serving vegan South African goods. And if there is, someone point me towards them and I'll go for a video. But for now, here we go. It's oozing all... Look at it, shiny. Shiny boy. Let's go. I don't know, again. I mentioned this in the previous footage with the pastries. I don't know how I'm attacking this. Because look at this. My mouth. Kind of. I'm going to break a jaw. But here we go. Am I a mess? I'm a bit of a mess. And that is very nasty footage of me. Sorry. It's it's probably, again, what you would expect from a flaky pastry with chocolate on it. You know what I mean? It's not like, again, blowing me out of this world, which I guess reinforces my belief anyway that the cookies are top tier, right? And the pastries, not knocking them, of course, but they're just a little bit below. So, guys, if you can make more cookies, which I've actually tried 3 cookies, and I think they've got 5, maybe I'll be back for the other cookies, which I probably will, let's be honest. But the pastries, maybe it's just not my bag. I've never really been the biggest pastry guy anyway. So that's not a knock on them. Definitely, if you're in the area, give it a try. But actually, the pecan pricing was $3.50 for the cookie, which, again, you see it's dense in terms of, like, I don't know how to describe it, but in terms of going that way. But in terms of size itself, it's not the biggest cookie, and none of them really are big cookies. So it's up to you to decide £3, $3.50 if you're paying that. And the not a pan au chocolat, it was $3.50. Again, compared to some of the more, available bakeries, it's not the craziest price difference. So price, I'm gonna give like 3.5. I guess it just depends on what you actually want to pay for such things, and if you're happy paying them to a smaller business, essentially. Service, I'm gonna give it 3.5, 4. Maybe that's a bit harsh because they are nice in there, but it's like nothing out of the ordinary, right? It's nothing blowing you out the water. It's just good, it's nice, simple. So I can't give them a 5 because a 5 implies they've gone above and beyond when, it's not really. And the awkwardness of me asking for South African, traditional baked goods, maybe brings it down a little bit. But I could be being harsh, of course, but I'm just going to give like a 3.5, I guess. But like I said in the previous recording that is lost to the nether realms of the internet, I gave it a 5, and I'm gonna stick with a 5. Now, maybe actually I don't. Maybe I retract that swiftly, because personally, the pastries are not all that, right? Sure, they are nice, but they're not...
Oh, my.
Now, I don't know if that's a sign of me being allergic to maybe the harshness that I'm dishing out here. But the pastries, to me, they didn't blow me out the water. But they are very nice. But the cookies blew me out the water because they are, I will say, some of the best cookies I've probably ever had. Okay, so I'll go 4.5 because maybe the pastries, for me personally, could have a bit more about them. And I would argue maybe they're too soft. I don't know if that's something that is like criminal of me to be pointing out, but they might be a bit too soft. So with that being said, I hope I don't delete this, and let me know your thoughts overall, because with these coming to £10 and £11.50 for the other ones, for 6 things, that's £21.50, which is like no matter how what you want to say, right? Small business, that's a lot, right? But when you, I guess, compare it to like Krispy Kremes, which is not necessarily the same thing, but I think you get 4 donuts in the UK for £10 or £12. When you chalk it up, they are similar in price, and in my opinion, these beat Krispy Kreme. So it's up to you. It's a preference. Oh. Mispronouncing words is not a preference thing, but these are a preference thing, and I think I've had these fingers like that for a while now, so I apologize. But overall, I would give this place a 4, right? A 4-star overall out of 5. And you might be saying, but the averages being combined together, it doesn't equal 4. But I'm not a professional food critic. I'm just a regular, degular, schmegular boy. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know your thoughts if you would try this. But if you are in London, especially if you are in the Shoreditch, Aldgate East area, I would recommend checking this out. And especially if you are vegan or plant-based, definitely check it out, because the cookies are the bomb, even though I already said that earlier, but I'll reuse it. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye. Oh, the cookies. Ah, my blood is screaming that, 2 times? I'll go for a 3rd.